I swear to God, if you idiots elect that demented man, I will burn this whole fucking place to the ground.
How did we get here?
I'm done. I'm done.
I'm Don. Nice to meet ya. Having a little trouble with the fact I beat ya? I guess so. Music to my ears got me thirsty though. Ooh, good gushing. You done got me buzzing. Nothing hits the spot like an arrogant twat balling on TikTok. Raise a shot. Oh, I've been sipping. Nothing satisfies like the taste of the crowds. They're flipping, tripping. Quenching my soul, but I never get full. Bottomless glass, no empty cups. Bathe in the rain of pretentious fucks who don't listen. I listen. Pour me another Harry Sisson. I'm sipping. Good God, you're a touchy bunch. Fresh tears to wash down my lunch. Sanctimonious fruit punch. Lap up the juice of entitled country. Hate him bitches. Drink it like fishes. Delicious. One of my favorite dishes. True chemo wishes. Grinning like Ulysses. Mega back in business. Oh, I've been sipping.
What is up, guys? Thank you so much for rocking with me. Happy Friday. Good morning. Hope everybody's doing absolutely amazing today. Justice Department unsealed alleged Iranian plot to kill Donald Trump. Shout out to Jokes on Wokes on YouTube for the intro. Classic intro. Shout out to everybody watching. Drop your comments down below. Shout out to everybody in the chat. What's up? What's up? Hopefully everybody's doing amazing today on this lovely Friday. What's up, Michelle? Hustler, Stephanie, hope everybody's doing amazing. If you're catching this on the replay, type in replay in the chat. So the Department of the DOJ unsealed alleged Iranian plot to kill Donald Trump. The Justice Department on Friday today revealed alleged Iranian plot to unalive former president at the time, current President-elect Donald Trump. A new unsealed criminal complaint reveals that Fahad Shakiri, 51, who was charged with murder for hire, allegedly told FBI agents and Iranian officials tasked him in September with the assassination of President Donald Trump. I love how McDonald's ads show up on the Hill, by the way. Shakiri previously plotted Revolutionary Guard Corps to kill other U.S. citizens and was told by officials to put aside those efforts to focus on current president-elect Donald Trump. These charges were announced today. This is interesting. We knew that this was coming out of the pipeline, but I'm glad they unsealed the documents. And here is what Fox had to say.
We have some breaking news this hour. The Justice Department has just unsealed criminal charges in a thwarted Iranian plot to kill President-elect Donald Trump. David Sputton has the latest. David.
Kaylee, we have known there has been a steady threat stream toward the life of President-elect Donald Trump originating in Iran. This is one more example. According to the Justice Department, specifically the Southern District of New York, they're looking for a 51-year-old who they believe resides in Iran. His name is Farhad Shakiri. And according to the Justice Department, he was working with the Iran Revolutionary Guard Corps on a plot to kill then former President Trump, now President-elect Trump, just a few months ago, said, quote, it would cost a huge amount of money. That's what he allegedly told the folks back in Iran. Now, separately, he is also accused of employing multiple associates in New York City to surveil and murder an unnamed U.S. citizen that opposed the Iranian regime in New York. Now, Kaylee, this all stems from former President Trump's directive to kill General Qasem Soleimani back in January of 2020. Since then, national security officials have told Fox News the threat stream toward President-elect's Trump's life has really increased. This is one more example. So his name is Farhad Shakiri, and he is accused of working with the Iran National Guard Corps to kill President-elect Donald Trump. Kaylee?
David, I want to ask you one question about what you just said there, and that is the killing of Soleimani. We had back on September 27th an indictment against 3 Iranians in the hacking of Trump's campaign. And at the top of that indictment, something stood out to me, and it was the date at which the hacking attempts began to target Trump.
Yeah, because if you guys remember correctly, there were these hacking attempts that came out regarding the campaign scheduling and all this other stuff, and leftist bias media was suppressing this information. And finally, the DOJ released these documents stating that, can you imagine this? Can you absolutely imagine this? Throughout this guy's entire campaign, not only was he campaigning to win the presidency, which he did, he was dealing with this on the back end. And this gentleman was unfazed. He was unfazed.
At the time, he didn't have a campaign, but to target Trump specifically came at the direction after the killing of Soleimani. We also know a dozen Trump officials were on an Iranian hit list. The death of Soleimani, that foreign policy decision, has caused these outpouring of actions from the Iranians and the subsequent indictments.
Oh, absolutely. And this indictment today from the Justice Department uses Soleimani's name and uses the word vengeance. The fact that Trump ordered the killing of Soleimani, he's been dealing with these threats for years since that. So this is absolutely related to the killing of Soleimani, according to the Justice Department. But the most important thing is this man remains at large, 51 years old, lives in Iran. That's where he is believed.
Look at this guy.
To be right now. And as we look at a picture of the late Soleimani on the television. Kaylee.
David, thank you.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. This.
We have some breaking news.
I'm still in awe that they released these documents. Trump experienced 2 assassination attempts on his life during the presidential campaign. Let me share this. Trump experienced 2 assassination attempts on his life during the presidential campaign in July, and he was shot in the ear by a would-be assassin in Butler, Pennsylvania. We remember that. Another individual a month later at Trump's West Palm Beach golf course. And there is still no word on that individual from the West Palm Beach attempt. This has been sealed and wrapped up. I'm not sure what's going on with it. I have to jump into that because we have to figure out what is going on with this guy. No evidence has come to light suggesting other individuals were part of a broader conspiracy, but federal officials have warned Donald Trump that Iran is attempting to unalive him. What happened to, I'm not even going to say his name, but what happened to the would-be assassin from Butler, Pennsylvania? And, you know, it's funny because they said that the roof was too sloped to put anybody up there. But the second time that they went to Butler, Pennsylvania, people were up there. Huh, interesting. There still were no people at the water tower, by the way, the highest point. But Stephanie says this is why the story just dropped off the map. He's in custody. Yep. And it's interesting because both the would-be assassin from the Butler, Pennsylvania attempt and that other individual from the West Palm Beach attempt, I'm not going to say their names on here because I'm not going to give them credit for anything, but they were both in BlackRock commercials, right? And that individual from the West Palm Beach attempt was avidly speaking out and was on numerous news outlets. It's just interesting to me how all of that has been completely suppressed and placed off the map. It is crazy. What is up, everybody that is dropping in the chat? They can't get it. They can't get enough to the phone of that kid. Yeah. And it was interesting that that gentleman from the Butler event, his house was swept clean. It was swept clean. It was absolutely, it was clean. I don't get it. I don't get it. Donald Trump dropped this message yesterday. I'm gonna dive into more of what happened at the West Palm Beach incident, because, and you know what's crazy is you can't find anything about it. You can't find anything about it. I gotta probably go on the dark webs. What's up, Terry? Oh. I gotta go on the darker webs to see what's going on here. Donald Trump delivered this message yesterday, unveiling his plan to dismantle the deep state. And this is, I can't get enough of this McDonald's hat ad. That's where Kamala's going. I don't know if they're going to hire her, but Donald Trump dropped this message yesterday regarding the dismantling of the deep state.
Claim our democracy from Washington corruption once and for all, and corruption it is. First, I will immediately reissue my 2020 executive order restoring the president's authority to remove rogue bureaucrats, and I will wield that power very aggressively.
Yep.
Second, we will clean out all of the corrupt actors in our national security and intelligence apparatus, and there are plenty of them. The departments and agencies that have been weaponized will be completely overhauled so that faceless bureaucrats will never again be able to target and persecute conservatives, Christians, or the left's political enemies, which they're doing now at a level that nobody can believe even possible. Third, we will totally reform FISA courts, which are so corrupt that the judges seemingly do not care when they are lied to.
That's a big one.
In warrant applications. So many judges have seen so many applications that they know were wrong, or at least they must have known. They do nothing about it. They're lied to. Fourth, to expose the hoaxes and abuses of power that have been tearing our country apart, we will establish a Truth and Reconciliation Commission to declassify and publish all documents on deep state spying, censorship, and corruption. And there are plenty of them.
Yeah.
Fifth, we will launch a major crackdown on government leakers who collude with the fake news to deliberately weave false narratives and to subvert our government and our democracy. When possible, we will press criminal charges. Sixth, we will make every inspector general's office independent and physically separated from the departments they oversee, so they do not become the protectors of the deep state. Seventh, I will ask Congress to establish an independent auditing system to continually monitor our intelligence agencies to ensure they are not spying on our citizens or running disinformation campaigns against the American people, or that they are not spying on someone's campaign like they spied on my campaign. Eighth, we will continue the effort launched by the Trump administration to move parts of the sprawling federal bureaucracy to new locations outside the Washington swamp. Just as I moved the Bureau of Land Management to Colorado, as many as 100,000 government positions could be moved out, and I mean immediately, of Washington to places filled with patriots who love America, and they really do love America. Ninth, I will work to ban federal bureaucrats from taking jobs at the companies they deal with and that they regulate. So they deal with these companies and they regulate these companies, and then they want.
And then they get jobs. They get jobs. They work for the federal government, and then they get jobs at places like Pfizer.
To take jobs from these companies doesn't work that way. Such a public display cannot go on. And it's taking place all the time, like with Big Pharma. Finally, I will push a constitutional amendment to impose term limits on members of Congress. This is how I will shatter the deep state and restore government that is controlled by the people and for the people. Thank you very much.
Yes. Term limits. people that worked for the federal government now all of a sudden have positions in Pfizer, relocating. These are all good things, and he is so much stuff has happened over the course of just a matter of days, and these guys are shaking in their boots. They're crumbling because they know what's coming down the pipe. They know what's coming down the pipe. Terry says discredit them all. Stephanie says move them all out. You got to get them all out. We got to get them out. So aside from the Hamas and the Putin saying that he's on Donald Trump's side, we have the EU saying that they will buy oil from America over Russia. And keep in mind, he just got elected, and all these things are changing. Everything is changing for the better, changing for the good.
I would not say discuss, but we touched upon yesterday. It's the whole topic of LNG. We still get a lot of LNG via Russia, from Russia. And why not replace it by American LNG, which is cheaper for us and brings down our energy prices, but is something where we can get into a discussion, also what our trade deficit is concerned. So engage, look at common interest, and then negotiate. I would not.
Debbie says, we're going to be rich. The economy is going to be thriving. You already feel it in the air. I at least feel it in the air out here in Vegas. You feel it. People are optimistic about the economy, and all these things are congruently falling in line. Not even a week after this gentleman was elected, all these things are falling in line. This is the United States of America. I'm so excited for what the future has to hold. We gotta, bring back the hostages. Got to pardon some folks, and then get the economy back rocking. Close the borders, which is interesting because we're talking about closing borders. Mexican caravans, and people are telling them, no bueno. You can't come in the United States. They're not going to give you nothing. And it's crazy. We're going to jump into this about them turning around the caravans, and then we're going to jump into the illegal migrants in New York that used to receive EBT and housing. Nope, no more. The Democrats provided them all these open promises, and now, no bueno, no mas.
Well, believe it or not, Grant, and I said it before, on the day of the elections, massive caravan, 3,000 people started walking. And just as people knowing on the 6th of November, the migrants and everybody started noticing that Donald Trump just became president. The Mexican authorities started acting and started going to this large group, trying to decrease the large group from continuing to walk on the north of the state of Chiapas to go in direction to the northern borders of Mexico with the United States. Started telling them, the migrants, that you continue to walk, you can have an accident, possibly, you can dehydrate yourself, go back and do your process correctly. The migrants started, we started asking them, what are their thoughts of now Donald Trump winning the presidency and becoming the 47th president? They said that they are completely disappointed, that they were thinking that Kamala Harris was going to win. And now that it's going to be extremely difficult for them to enter the United States of America because they know that there's going to be a massive deportation.
All right, Oscar, let me get this straight. So Mexico now taking an active role in trying to discourage the caravans. This, to me, means that while Joe Biden was president and Kamala Harris, the borders are, they could have actively taken a role for the last 4 years and didn't. Is that a safe assessment?
Yes, it's a safe assessment. And I will tell you one thing that Donald Trump loves this word, and it is called tariff. This is the reason why the Mexican authorities, they started acting. When he was president, he put a threat of a tariff of a 5% tariff in the automobile industry, avocado and beer. now that he has taken power again, he said to he sent a message to the new Mexican president, said, if you continue with this, I will put 25% tariffs on everything that you're sending to the United States. So now the Mexican president had known that he has become president. They're started acting now. Slowly, they're going to start acting. But it doesn't take away the fact, Grant, there's going to be a massive flow on these last 2 months arriving to the borders, trying to make it and trying to reach for it.
Yeah. Well, great reporting, Oscar. And it just goes to show you the difference President Trump makes literally in just 2 days. Oscar.
How amazing is that? In just, this was filmed a few days ago. In just a few short days, everything is shifting. We got Jogging Joe out the door. We got Crackling Kamala, which we don't have to say anymore. No mas. No mas. What is up, Just a Number? Thanks for joining the live. Really appreciate you. He said he finally caught a live show. Thank you. Really appreciate you. Alexa's even happy. Here is the Mayor Eric Adams announces that NYC, New York City, will no longer be issuing vouchers to illegal immigrants. And no mas. That's the word for the video today. No mas. I don't know why it keeps cutting out my audio. Hold on.
To pay for food, ending a controversial program that had repeatedly. The city will no longer issue vouchers to migrants to pay for food, ending a controversial program that had repeatedly come under attack by conservatives and others.
This pilot program in New York City, drenched in both humanity and controversy, distributed debit cards to migrant families staying in city-funded hotels and allowing them to buy their own food. Eyewitness News reporter Josh Einiger following the breaking news for us. Josh?
Bill, it's a program that, as you say, generated plenty of controversy, but now its absence may raise even more questions. The so-called Immediate Response Cards pilot program was designed to help feed migrant families who'd found themselves in New York with no way to afford food. The one-year contract provided what the city described as culturally relevant food to 2,600 migrant families, allowing them to basically buy what they wanted. A family of four with two kids under 5 got about $350 per week to cover food in a program the city said would actually save taxpayers millions a year. It also reduced food waste. You may remember the food the city had been providing in migrant shelters was seen as not culturally sensitive to the needs of some migrant groups, and it ended up just going to waste. For more than a year, the city was groaning under the weight of more than 200,000 asylum seekers. Officials say the migrant population has actually reduced lately. In fact, a massive shelter on Roosevelt Island is in the process of closing. In the meantime, Mayor Adams spoke on the phone yesterday with President-elect Donald Trump, who had vowed during his campaign to mass deport migrants. Aside from congratulating him on his win, though, Adams today would not say what they discussed.
Michelle says, our president rocks 100%. 100%. Z says, it's a shame we have to, yeah, definitely have to hide the happiness on Facebook because the censorship is still at large. It's still at large. But mainstream media is crumbling. It is absolutely floundering. I use this a lot. Floundering like a dead fish on the San Diego pier. Mainstream
the city
media
will no
is
longer issue vouchers.
Crashing. And here is pure evidence of this. Nicole Wallace from MSDNC. Nobody really cares about this, but for her self-preservation efforts, she decided to delete her Twitter account, and no one gives a crap.
I have this sort of insatiable interest in every bit of wisdom you can impart. And as a journalist, I hear you about girding ourselves for this moment. As a human, I deleted Twitter today as an act of self-preservation. And because I was no longer able to find the things I was interested in and was seeing a lot of things that I'm not. I have this.
Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. Who cares? Who cares? Get off Twitter. Get off MSNBC. Get it off. Get out of here. You're fired. And then here's a collage of mainstream media absolutely melting down because their viewership is down. But at the end of it, their view. Rob says, "Cry harder, libs. Cry harder." The salty tears. Van Jones. What a D-bag.
I think in a normal country, we would say, hold on a second, maybe we need to have a different set of regulations for social media platforms now that this big.
It would help if we could regulate social media, because one of the biggest offenders is DC and Congress have not been able to do one thing in regard to the rogue corporations of social media.
And then moves them through YouTube videos, through podcasts, moves them from that annoyance all the way slowly to a full-blown fascist politic. We don't have the equivalent of Joe Rogan and Jordan Peterson to move that man in a feminist direction.
Go fuck yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is.
I think.
Oh, Terry says so many channels are covering the meltdowns. The meltdowns are probably going to last at least for one more week. But this is this gentleman right here saying that they guide you through this frosted hair gentleman here. I don't know who this is.
And then moves them through YouTube videos, through podcasts, moves them from that annoyance all the way slowly.
That is how new media works, bro. Podcasts, YouTube, the internet. That's why viewership on MSDNC, CNN, fake news media is getting low viewership. That's why you hardly have any sponsors. This is how new media works, frosted tip guy. Okay? This is how it works. I don't even know who that is. Did anybody know who that is? I don't know if it's fake hair or not. But this guy. And then I have you guys remember Michael Cohen, right? He said that he was going to leave the country if Donald Trump gets elected, right? He said, I'm going to leave the country.
What do you think happens to you if he wins?
Well, I'm out of here. I mean, I'm already working on a foreign passport with a completely different name. I don't know how it's going to work as far as dealing with my wife and my children. I certainly don't want them moving to where I'm looking to go. But I don't think yourself, the president of MSNBC, General Milley, Liz Cheney, how many people has he turned around and said that these are people that I intend to go after if I have the ability to? And the worst is the Supreme Court's recent decision that gave him immunity, presidential immunity.
So Michael Cohen said, I'm going to leave the country and I'm going to get a fake passport. And I'm going to get a fake name, blah, 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 blah. Gibberish. And I probably watched this. At least 15 times because he was on a live and they absolutely trolled him here. Look at this.
No problem. Wow. Genius you are. Can we stop with that? I appreciate it. I don't like the stupid turkeys. All right. Let's just knock that stupid shit off, please. All right. I did. I said I was leaving. And then the following day, get that through your dumb heads. The following day, I turned around and I said that there's no chance in the world that I'm leaving my country. Thank you very much. All right. I'm not leaving anywhere. You leave. This is my country. And I have every right, every single right within which to turn around when we stop so we can. All right, 2 seconds. I'm going to end up blocking this idiot. No problem. Wow.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, he is a big turkey. He is a big turkey. I think Michael Cohen has some dirt. I think Michael Cohen has more dirt than we know. Rob says, then leave, idiot. Then leave. Michelle says, quick. that is, I probably watched that, like I said, 15, now 16 times. It was. I wanted to share this really quick. So Laura Trump was on the PBD podcast, and she was speaking about her seat at the RNC. And then one of the co-anchors on the PBD podcast, we've seen astronomical, skyrockets in stocks, Bitcoin, all these things since Donald Trump has been elected. And PBD was talking about this and the landslide with Donald Trump. And then one of the co-hosts, his name is Tom, was openly speaking about what the American people actually want. And I wanted to share this because this was it's a very true moment.
6 trillion wealth created. Do you think it's as simple as the economy?
Yes, I do. And I think what simply happened, the word is freedom. And I think the markets are feeling freedom because, and I get very emotional about this, because I think these underlying tenets and platforms of our country are so important. And it's not about the money. What you're seeing is freedom. You're seeing markets saying, we're not going to be regulated, constricted, and legislated against. And you're seeing markets feeling that they're going to be free and they're going to be able to go conduct business and they're going to be able to grow. And that's what markets want to do. And it is the economy. We complicated it. When I say we, the Democrats and the complicit media, they complicated it. They turned what was a simple choice to make a life better tomorrow than it is today and a vote into somehow there's something wrong with you and you're the sexist, you're the racist, there's something wrong with you that you want to vote for freedom, prosperity, and something more tomorrow than you got today. And somehow that's bad. And I am really glad that there's another loser in all this. And that loser is in the media that has approval ratings and trust of American people that is now below Congress. We never talked about it, but Congress used to have the lowest approval rating of any institution in America. We pick on the president, we pick on things like that, but it's Congress that all of us didn't trust. And we actually were bipartisan understanding of the citizenry, hoping someday to just start over. How do we just erase this and start over? And you see it. And now you see the media losing. And they're losing their contracts because their business is down. Why is their business down? Because we don't trust you and we don't want to watch you and we're watching other things. And so mainstream media is in the middle. It's not the cable and satellite conversion to online. It's a movement of the American citizen to a source of truth or balance that they can believe. And it just happens to coincide with the technological wave going from cable to over the top, where we have the freedom to go anywhere and get it.
May I respond to that, Tom?
When I watched this yesterday and saw Tom get emotional about speaking of the freedom of the market, right? And you think of all these small business owners that moved to America legally and started businesses. And in 2020, they were forced to shut down. They were forced to mandate specific things. People in the military lost their job because of particular mandates. And they constrained the entire market. They reduced the ability to afford a home. They increased grocery prices, gas prices, and not really caring about the American people. And to see Tom get emotional about this yesterday when I watched this, it reminded me that we as Americans live for freedom. And that includes freedom to choose whatever, be whoever. And that is what America is about. It was just really powerful to see him break down and talk about that. And honestly, guys, I've been kind of emotional thinking about the potential prosperity of America again, because we have been constrained, and the thought of us being American again is so inspiring. It's so inspiring. I've been emotional since we won by the landslide, man. Axios co-founder talks more about the grip on the legacy media and the check that they need to do, because they're so biased and filled with crap.
Because you've always been sort of the leading edge of where media is going with Politico, now with Axios. You understand the environment so well. How do Democrats, and frankly, how does legacy media need to change the way it thinks about getting information? I mean, a lot of the voters who went out and voted for Donald Trump, that so many people are wondering what happened here, they're not watching, frankly, this show. They're not reading the New York Times. They're not consuming media that way. And the Trump campaign found those voters where they live. So how do Democrats need to change the way they communicate to voters, if you think that's part of the problem?
For sure. I mean, I think all of us have to come to grips with legacy media is just not as important as it thinks it is. It is to you, it is to me. That's a relatively small group of people who rely on us for their information. And you have to go into the world as it is, not as you wish it to be. And basically, the way people get information is shattered into 20, 30 different pieces. And so if you just look empirically at the numbers, Joe Rogan's more important than any of us. He just has a much bigger, hyper-connected audience that listens to his every word. So maybe listen to Joe Rogan and kind of understand, like, what is he talking about? What are the guests that he has on? What are the issues that they care about? Realize that the gravity of right-wing discourse is now taking place on X. It's not Fox. X is what matters. Elon Musk is now, I wrote about this yesterday, arguably the most powerful civilian in the history of the country. He controls information flow. He controls multiple businesses. He has the president's ear. He's going to be in charge of some newfangled organization to gut government spending. We've not seen a person with that kind of clout across those sectors. But where his real power comes from is X. People thought he was an idiot when he bought X because he lost a lot of money. He's got a lot of money. And now he happens to have the most powerful platform on the right. And politics is downstream from information. And there's just a whole new information ecosystem out there. So for us, for you, for Democrats, for Republicans, you have to understand that you now are going to have to basically navigate 20 or 30 different parts of the ecosystem if you want to connect with the American people who vote.
I think that's a hard pill for the mainstream media to swallow, right? That Joe Rogan and platforms like YouTube, Rumble, individuals, independent media sources are the new media. And that is a hard pill to swallow for MSDNC. Nobody's watching them because they're all filled with crap. They're just lying to the American people. And to think about that, right? Joe Rogan, right? This gentleman said Joe Rogan, who is he? He is the co-founder of Axios, saying that Joe Rogan is the source of media, right? And CNN, ABC, CBS, thank you, Terry. They're all, and Elon Musk posted something earlier today and said on X, because X is now, he says, you are the media now. That's what he posted. Michelle says, God bless our beautiful country. Absolutely. Tucker Carlson. These are sources that people actually trust, you know? I don't know what's going on with Charlemagne the weasel. But here's what he had to say on the Breakfast Club, talking about. Here, I'll just jump into it.
We'll say this. I'm glad everybody's having a sense of optimism, because the reality is we have no choice, because we're here now. Donald J. Trump is going to be the 47th president of the United States of America, like it or not. And we all hope for the best for this country. That's all we can do. But don't y'all find it strange that now that he's won, they're not calling him a threat to democracy? They're not calling him a fascist. I mean, damn, on Monday.
They're not calling him anything.
On Monday, they was just calling him that. I would think that, if you really believe that, then somebody's speech would be about how America effed up and how things are about to be really bad.
He's the most powerful man in the world now.
Well, it just makes you wonder how much of it did they really believe, or how much of it was just politics.
Now, it was just Fugazi. It's all Fugazi, right? This guy, Charlemagne the Weasel, right? He was saying that Democrats were calling Donald Trump all these things. And to me, they don't believe it. They're just doing it to get votes, right? Because that's all that they had to run on. Stephanie says, we are no longer burdened. We are unburdened by what has been. Terry says, I can get all my errands done again. Oh, awesome. Awesome. You got your car back. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. Yeah, Terry had his car in the shop. So shout out to Terry for getting the car back. Kudos. Michelle gives him a praise as well. Let me jump through these chats here. Anna says, preach. Yeah, if you're catching this on the replay, type in replay in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. But Rob says, we are finally unburdened by what has been. Keep fighting. And this is only the beginning. Imagine, this is not even a week out from Donald Trump being elected the 47th president of the United States. Wow. And all of this is happening. All of this is unfolding. Court cases are dropping. Wars are ending. EU says we're going to buy oil from America. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling optimistic. How many of you guys are feeling optimistic in the chat? Hotshot says, Trump gets stuff done. Yeah, Hustler, I did see the second announcement from Donald Trump. I'll probably cover that in another video, but Trump's been dropping these announcements. It's almost like every day. But yeah, I did see that. I think I feel like the new Americans did the following American Revolution. It's my America now. Rob says, Trump ain't playing this time. Yep, he has the Avengers. He has the Trump Avengers around him. He has a good team around him. RFK's already FDA, man. They're probably shaking in their boots. And I was having a conversation with a buddy of mine regarding fluoride in the water, right? There's a deeper reason why fluoride's in the water. It prevents tooth decay. That's why it's in toothpaste and things like that. But it also calcifies the pineal gland. But Anna says, feeling very optimistic. Hustler says, they got their heads spinning. Yep. Yeah. Z says the X-Men and Tulsi is Storm. The world is following what Trump wants. That's what Rick says. Yep. Vance is Wolverine. Absolutely. I'm feeling very optimistic. We're already seeing markets get a hike. The Fed just released some information, which I'll cover later on today. Tesla got a stock boost. Of course they would, right? Just like that gentleman said from Axios. Elon is one of the most powerful civilians in America right now, right? Michelle says, remember when Trump said years ago during the shit show, We're going to keep winning, winning, winning. Well, here we go. 100%. 100%. I bet on the election and won. Oh, congratulations, Z. Congratulations. Yeah, it's going to be affordable housing, affordable stocks, no unrealized capital gains, BS. Z says, my stocks are climbing. I read today they prepare in Europe on special task force in case Trump starts a tax war. Yeah, later on today, I'll cover Tesla. I'll cover the stocks. That'll probably be around like 3 o'clock. I'm going to get on a consistent schedule here, making sure that, we have the morning. I like doing this in the morning with you guys, and then a couple in the afternoon. So, but I'm going to jump on out of here. But if you're catching this on the replay, type in replay in the chat. Shout out to all the moderators. Again, we have some of the best moderators in the biz. We have the best chat in the biz. Michelle says, good job, Z. I love this community. You guys are freaking awesome. Truly, truly appreciate each and every single one of you. I'm going to jump on out of here. But what do you guys think about Donald Trump? Not even a weekend, and things are moving. Things are moving. Drop your comments down below. Smash the like button. Share, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. God bless America. Let's go.